Hello and welcome to Creekside High School, home of the Creekside Knights, as boys basketball with their home opener tonight against Bishop Kenny. The Crusaders travel into St. Johns County for a big-time matchup between two young teams who are looking to build this year, kind of a rebuilding year for both these teams, but they got a lot of young talent on both these squads, and they could compete, especially as the season gets moving on. Last year, these two teams met up at Bishop Kenny. Creekside, they led that game at half, but a big quarter from BK led to a 61-46 win. Can Creekside get some revenge against the Crusaders, this time at their home court? Hello, everyone, and welcome into the broadcast. I am Noah Schlicksup, bringing you tonight's action live on Schlick Sports. This team for Creekside, they're young. They only have two seniors on their squad. Bishop Kenny, they only return one starter from last year who's active right now. Tong Tong is out for the next few weeks at least, having ACL surgery last March. He's expected to be back soon enough, but right now the only starter on this team that started for BK last year, OJ Enzimemfe, the big senior, a force down in the paint. We'll see what effect he has tonight. Creekside, they got two seniors returning from last year's squad, but a lot of young talent on that team. Coach Patterson talked about this matchup compared to last year. Coach Chris Patterson for Creekside, he said it's a game between two very different looking teams. Bishop Kenny, they're younger, they're talented, and he thinks they'll be really good in time, but he said if we can score the ball a lot more efficiently than we did last season defensively, they're much different. We both do some things, but with different players this year, referencing each of these squads. Creekside, he's got those two seniors returning, Ethan Tucker and Alex Collier, and look out for the freshman as well, Nolan Nelson, standing at 6'7", 200, averaging a double-double in his first 3 games, was offered by JU before even playing a high school basketball game. He is a force down low in the paint, who is a very capable shooter as well. Ethan Tucker and Alex Collier, often nice starts for the Creekside Knights as well. Tucker, the senior, improved a lot since last season. The guard, 5'10". He has the hops that he can dunk. Comes in averaging 17 a game. Alex Collier down in the paint, 6'6", averages 10 points per game so far this year. Those are two leaders for Creekside. Bishop Kenny, they've got OJ Enzimemfe, Adam Enoch, and Charlie Duba. Those are the names to look out for in tonight's games. Duba and Enoch come in averaging just over 8 points per game. Enzimemfe, over 16 points per game. These are two young, talented teams going at it tonight on Schlick Sports, and we'll be right back with tip-off coming up next, live from Creekside High School. The Crusaders are coached by head coach Jerry Bundy. The starting lineup for your Creekside Knights. At guard, senior, stand 5'10", number 1, Ethan Tucker. At guard, junior, number 2, Derek Rivers. At guard, a junior, number 3, Cade Patterson. A senior forward standing at 6'6", number 21, Alex Callier. And a freshman center, number 32, Nolan Nelson. The head coach for your Creekside Knights in his second season, Coach Chris Patterson. All right, Knights fans, let me hear you. It's time for some Creekside basketball. It is time for basketball here at the Castle between Creekside and Bishop Kenny. We've got a good one on hand between the Knights and the Crusaders. Here we go, live from the Castle. Bishop Kenny wins the tip, and we are underway here at Creekside High School. The Knights come into the Knights game at 3-0. Bishop Kenny at 2-2. This matchup did not disappoint last year as NCMFA in the paint kicks it out to Drew Jackson and the Crusaders. Starting off with the ball in the corner, Adam Enoch dribbles up to the top of the key, guarded tightly by Cade Patterson. He dishes over to Jackson. Good ball movement here from the Crusaders. Is firing from deep. NCMFA, no good, and a whistle on the rebound. It looks like Charlie Duba will be the guilty party. Fighting for the rebound with Ethan Tucker of the Creekside Knights. Alex Collier facing the full court press, gets it in to Nolan Nelson. Nelson stretching the floor, taking it to the hoop. On the reverse, couldn't get it, gets the offensive rebound. Second chance opportunity for Creekside. Collier now trying to go on the drive. He is fouled by James Davis III. Creekside, a young team, just 2 seniors on the squad. Both of them starting, Ethan Tucker and Alex Collier, as Tucker kicks it out to Derek Rivers in the corner. He misses from beyond the arc. A lot of young talent on each of these teams. Bishop Kenny returns just 2 starters, only one of them currently active, and that is NCMFA, who just missed that shot. Derek Rivers on the fast break kicks it out to Cade Patterson for 3. No good. Rivers gets the rebound. Outside, Tucker now going to drive into the paint and dishing it to Nolan Nelson, who lays it in for 2. Creekside first on the scoreboard over Bishop Kenny. Just getting started here at Creekside High School. 6.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Is driving with it is Charlie Duba. Back outside, Davis. Kicks it to the left wing. Bishop Kenny, a team that comes in averaging 53 points per game. They shoot 44% from the field. They've been struggling from deep. Not being able to get the 3-ball going, just shooting 28% from outside. Creekside, the good defensive stand early on, and a timeout is going to be called by Bishop Kenny in response. All Creekside here through the first couple minutes. We'll be back after this break. You're listening to Creekside and Bishop Kenny live on Schlick Sports. Back here at Creekside High School for the Crusaders and the Knights. Bishop Kenny currently with the ball. They trail 2-0 early on the road. Called timeout just moments ago as they couldn't find anything offensively, trying to get a look against this Creekside defense. Creekside steals it away, coming right back out the timeout. Driving up the field, Tucker. Try getting it to Collier, stolen away by the Crusaders, stepping out of bounds. Nziemfe. Creekside with the inbound on the baseline. Tucker gets it out to Patterson. Derek Rivers now. The right wing over to Nolan Nelson. Nelson down to Collier. Collier banks it in off the glass, making it 4-0 here at the Castle. Collier and Nelson, two bigs down in the posts. Collision there at midcourt. Both guys up and all right. Collier and Nelson for Creekside. Nelson 6'7", 200. Alex Collier 6'6", 210. Not easy matchups down in the paint. Good rim protectors on offense. Very good, each capable shooters. Tough matchup for anyone down low as Nelson steals it away. He's now going up the court, but he gets it stolen right back by Enoch. Enoch over to Nziemfe. Nziemfe finishes it off, laying it in after the quick turnover. Creekside gets back down the floor fast. There's Collier pulling up from distance. It rattles in and out of the rim. Going the other way with it, Bishop Kenny. Charlie Duba on the drive, goes up for the layup, no good on the putback. Nziemfe nets his second of the night. Tying it up at 4. Another turnover here. Bishop Kenny back on the fast break. Adam Enoch. Top of the key. Firing from distance. Jackson no good. Creekside prides himself on not allowing second chance opportunities on defense. Very good when it comes to rebounding, averaging 34 rebounds per game. As Alex Collier jump shot no good. Fighting for the rebound, it tips off of Nolan Nelson out of bounds. Ethan Tucker will check back in for Garen Baylock. Creekside applying some pressure on defense. The press from Ethan Tucker. Bishop Kenny also showing a full court press as whistles for a foul. It's going to be a push on Alex Collier. Checking into the game for Creekside is Lucas Deza. On his way out, Nolan Nelson. Deza, the sophomore forward for the Knights, is on the inbound there. To bank it in is Mike Bernardo. After 2 quick buckets for the Knights, it's 6 unanswered for Bishop Kenny. Now 6-4. Crusaders lead on the road. 3:35 to go in the first quarter. Just getting started out here at the Castle. As Alex Collier Outside, hands it off to Cade Patterson. Patterson trying to go on the drive, had it knocked loose, recovers, kicks to the baseline where Tucker's driving, and he knocks it in off the glass for his first bucket of the night, tying it back up at 6. Foul called on Derek Rivers for Creekside. It's a quick little bank on the low block. Bernardo making his presence felt right away, coming off the bench. 2 easy buckets for the senior. Now 8-6 Bishop Kenny. Creekside with the ball. It's Ethan Tucker in the paint. Gets it tipped out of bounds by Bishop Kenny. Pull-up jump shot from Ethan Tucker. No good from the short corner. Put back no good from Alex Collier. He's on the other end. Pettyjohn in the right corner. Gets it down low. There's Nzemfe trying to get it out. And whistle for a foul. Will go against Alex Collier, the second early on for the senior. Already a few fouls for Creekside's bigs. In this ball game, don't want to be seeing them get into foul troubles. That was a bit of an issue for Collier at times last season. As the Nzemfe on the drive, teardrop no good. Mike Bernardo. There's Derek Rivers for Creekside. Jump shot no good from just inside the free throw line. Tipped out of bounds on the other end. Back into the game for Bishop Kenny comes James Davis for OJ Nzemfe. Alex Collier coming out for Nolan Nelson for the Creekside Knights. Jackson from distance, got it! Drew Jackson, the freshman, with a three-point shot to make it a two-possession ball game. The Crusaders up 11 now, 8 for Creekside as Garen Baylock banks it in down low. Three-point ball game. Jackson again, no good, excuse me, that was Charlie Duba for Bishop Kenny. As Baylock brings it up the court for Creekside. Garen Baylock going on the drive, dishes it to Deza, who's fouled on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the line. Lucas Deza, sophomore forward at the line for Creekside, comes in averaging 2.3 points per game. First trip to the line this season, and he starts it off hitting nothing but net. Second shot good as well from Lucas Deza. So he'll check out for Alex Collier. And back come the Crusaders. Trailed 4-0 early on, couldn't get anything going offensively. Had to call a timeout, and since then, gone on an 11-6 run. From distance, Burnett, no good, it rims out. Creekside gets the rebound. Speeding up the court goes Garen Baylock. Baylock over to Derek Rivers. Rivers dumps it down to Nolan Nelson, who's fouled hard in the lane, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Nelson's first shot rims out, no good. Nelson on the season, 50% free throw shooter. Comes into this one averaging a double-double each game as he ties it up at 11, getting his second free throw to go. So here's Bernardo kicking it back to Drew Jackson. Swinging around the outside, Bishop Kenny looking for a little space. Back by the center circle. The pass stolen. Derek Rivers in transition. Finger roll, lays it in. Creekside gets the lead back for the first time since it was 4-2. And as time expires in the first quarter, the three-point attempt is no good from Jaden Pettyjohn, and that will take us into the second. Our score, Creekside 13, Bishop Kenny 11. You are listening to high school basketball live on Schlick Sports. Start of the second quarter here on Schlick Sports as Bishop Kenny trails Creekside 13-11 on the road here at Creekside High School. We got a good one brewing. Creekside has struggled a little bit in the first quarter this year as Derek Rivers starts off the second with a tray. Rivers got that finger roll in transition to end the first quarter. He starts off the second with a 3, making it 16-11 Creekside. Now heading the other way. Rivers in the key. No good. Ball loose. And Nziemfe recovers for Bishop Kenny. On the other end, Burnett, no good from deep. Cade Patterson dribbles up the court. Pass to the left corner where Rivers kicks it back out from the perimeter. Nelson airballs the 3. Fast break, and Nziemfe finishes it off with an easy lay-in. It's back to 16-13. That's 6 early points for O.J. Nziemfe. Cade Patterson, no good on the 3. Collier brings down the rebound. Derek Rivers drives in, floater, no good off the front iron. Creekside gets the rebound. Baylock puts one up. That's no good, and Nziemfe finally gets the rebound for Bishop Kenny and draws the foul from Derek Rivers. The Crusaders will finally control the ball. Checking in the game for Creekside, Ethan Tucker and Lucas Deza. Adam Enoch back in for Bishop Kenny. We're talking about Creekside's first quarter struggles. In the first quarter this season, their field goal percentage is 35%. Second, 47. Third, 60. 64th, 67. They get better as the game goes along. As they lead 16-15 after another basket from OJ Nziemfe. He cannot be stopped early on as Collier goes on the drive against him. Shot rattles out. Nziemfe grabbed the rebound, but he was out of bounds. Creekside will get an inbound on the baseline. Hogan Labiak in for Bishop Kenny. From outside, Deza no good on the three. Collier gets the rebound, second chance opportunity, no good off the glass. And the rim, as back comes the Crusaders. Burnett flips to Enoch, going on the drive, kicks it back out to the left corner. Adam Enoch down to the low block. Nziemfe back outside to the corner. Three is good. Hogan Labiak puts Bishop Kenny back on top, 18-16. With 4:55 to go in the second quarter. On the other end, Ethan Tucker lays it in on the drive. And we're back even at 18. A lot of substitutions being made early on by these teams. Rotating players in and out, keeping fresh legs out on the court as best as they can as Ethan Tucker driving into the lane. Gets his pass knocked out of bounds. We'll have a baseline inbound coming up. Pull-up jumper, wide right from Rivers. Adam Enoch. Nziemfe pulls up from the free throw line. He is good. Creekside cannot find an answer to OJ Nziemfe. Comes in averaging 16 and a half tonight. Number 50's got 10 through a quarter and a half. Ethan Tucker flips outside. Derek Rivers, bounce pass over to Tucker. Tucker down in the lane, goes up with it, no good. Enoch grabs the rebound. Back comes Nziemfe, goes behind the back, showing off the handles, flips to the corner, the three is no good. Derek Rivers trying to get the rebound is fouled by Charlie Duba. Creekside will get the ball back. 3:32 to go here in the second quarter of play. Creekside's offense has been relatively quiet tonight. They come in averaging 67 points per game. Only 18, and they're not shooting very consistently down on the court. As Nolan Nelson working down by the rim, banks it in for two. Back even 20-20. Left arc driving in, kicking it back out to Adam Enoch. Enoch to the corner where Labiak sends it down to Nziemfe. Nziemfe swings it around. Nelson back to half court, jumping and keeping it with Bishop Kenny. Great play there by Jackson. Can they cash in? Enoch, no good. As Ethan Tucker brings it up the left side, trying to drive in. He is fouled by Drew Jackson. Jackson did not look like a fan of that call. 2:42 to go in the second quarter. We're sitting square at 20 apiece. Cade Patterson from distance. Good from deep First bucket of the night for the junior, and it puts Creekside up 23-20. A lot of lead changes early on in this ballgame, this first half, then back and forth all night long. Creekside would love to see that three ball get going. They've been inconsistent all night long from all over the court. There's a three off the rim. Jackson going back on the drive, lays it up, lays it in. Drew Jackson, the freshman, only 5'9", maybe a little undersized out there right now, but he does not play like it. Is drawing the charge on the other end is Mike Bernardo. Great play in the paint by the senior, wins the Crusaders the ball back with 1:58 to go in this first half of play. Adam Enoch brings it up the court. And Ziemfe down on the left post. Kicks it back outside. Right corner, three, no good from Yabiak. As Derek Rivers heads the other end. Picks it up, passes to Patterson. Cade Patterson, top of the key, driving in. Ball tipped loose. Creekside recovers. A foul called down in the corner as it looked like Nziemfe reached in on Alex Collier. And a timeout called. Down on the court with 1:23 to go. Creekside, the one who called it, as they lead 23-22 with 1:23 to go in the first half. You are listening to Creekside and Bishop Kenny live on Schlick Sports. Back here at Creekside High School. 1:23 to go here in the second quarter of play. As Creekside leads by one, they got the ball. Coming out of their timeout, trying to create some separation before the halftime break. As Derek Rivers sends it down to Nolan Nelson, back outside. Rivers trying to drive in. Out to Cade Patterson, who will reset things at the center circle. Back to Rivers, the three, good! The trifecta from Derek Rivers. He's got 8 in the first half. 26-22 Creekside. Enoch driving in from the left arc. Back outside to the corner. The three is good. Hogan Labiak hits from downtown for the second time tonight. Big bucket there from Bishop Kenny. Get it back down to 1. 40 seconds to go here in the first half as the pass from Collier, little wild over the head of Nolan Nelson. 39.1 on the clock. Bishop Kenny gets the ball back. A little bit of inconsistent, messy play from both sides in this first half. A lot to clean up. A lot left to be desired from both these sides. Be a tight contest heading down the stretch. Bishop Kenny trying to hold for that final shot in the first half, it looks like. Enoch, the point guard, dishing it down to Nziemfe, passing around the perimeter. Enoch with 5 seconds, sends it back outside. Left corner, Labiak, three is blocked by Nolan Nelson, who spikes it out of play. With 1:3 to go in the first half, I think he was trying to throw it off of Drew Jackson. And he might have done so successfully, because that's what the officials are talking about down there. And it is Creekside ball. What a play by Nolan Nelson, who kind of gives a smile to the bench. As Nelson spiked it right off of Drew Jackson. So Creekside will get the ball with 1.3 on the clock, and we'll see what they can do with it. Oh wait, no, I think they switched the call back. So it is Bishop Kenny ball. And they'll get this final shot with 1.3 to go. Labiak looking for someone on the inbound. He hits Enoch the three, too much on it. And that'll take us into the halftime break. Creekside leads Bishop Kenny 26-25. We got a good one brewing at the Castle. Don't go anywhere, folks. As we head into halftime live on Schlick Sports. Welcome back here to Creekside High School. We still sit 3.5 minutes out from the start of the second half. Looking at that first half of action, we got a back and forth battle between Creekside and Bishop Kenny. The Knights currently lead the Crusaders by a score of 26-25. We got a good one brewing. Top scorers from that first half, OGA Nziemfe. 10 points from the senior down to the paint. He's been a force for Bishop Kenny. They also got Hogan Labyak draining a couple of threes. Drew Jackson had a really nice first half for the Crusaders with a number of assists to go along with 5 points. Creekside, Derek Rivers led them in scoring with 8, followed closely by Nolan Nelson with 5. Creekside, I feel like they got to get that 3-ball going in the second half. They need to see more from their bigs. Alex Collier and Nolan Nelson only combining for 7 points in those first and second quarters. We'll see if Creekside can get them going. We'll see who can eventually pull away in the second half, as we got a 1-point game on our hands when we return in 2.5 minutes for the second half of action live on Schlick Sports. Welcome back here to Creekside High School as we get started for the second half of action between Creekside and Bishop Kenny. I'm Noah Schlicksup, bringing you tonight's action live on Schlick Sports as we got a 1-point game starting off the third quarter of action. Bishop Kenny will get the ball to start the second half of play, and we'll see who can get the advantage in the second half. Bishop Kenny looking for a much-needed win, starting off 2-2, coming off of a 70-53 win over Sandalwood. Good test for each of these teams early on as Drew Jackson goes on the drive. Can't get it to go off the glass. Creekside heading the other way. It's Ethan Tucker. Dishes to the corner where Cade Patterson's there. Patterson with a little rainbow pass down to Nolan Nelson. Pump fake shot. Alex Collier no good off the iron. Nelson grabs the rebound, trying to get it back outside. He travels. And head coach Chris Patterson for Creekside telling Nelson shoot the ball coming off that rebound. Patterson in his second year here at the Creekside Knights, starting off 3-0 with Creekside this season. Last year the Knights won their district title, made it the state playoffs, lost in a close one in round 1. Bishop Kenny, a team last year that went 21-9 and advanced to the Elite 8. There's a whistle for a foul against Derek Rivers. I believe that's his third. They advanced to the Elite Eight, the Crusaders, by beating Paxton in the regional semis and then lost to Ribault in the regional finals. Led by head coach Jerry Buckley in his 18th season with Bishop Kenny. He's got these squads built up consistently. Very good basketball teams, only 2 losing seasons dating back to 2010. Won at least 13 games every year since 2012. Here's a three-pointer short from James Davis III. Ethan Tucker on the other end for Creekside kicks it back to Cade Patterson. Patterson, pull-up jump shot, no good. Nziemfe brings the rebound down for Bishop Kenny. Stolen away, Patterson bringing it back for Creekside. Patterson, no-look dish over to Nolan Nelson. Reverse is in. Off the glass, couple of bounces on the rim. Ends up falling for Nolan Nelson. First bucket of the second half. Creekside takes a 28-25 lead. On the other end, going on the drive, getting it to go is Charlie Duba. Junior's first bucket of the night. Back to a one-point game. Talking about head coach Jerry Buckley. 18th year at BK as Tucker can't get the shot to go. Collected over 300 wins during his time with the Crusaders. Began coaching at Bishop Kenny back in 1999, the freshman team. As Nziemfe gets another to go, giving BK a one-point lead, but not for long as Alex Collier responds on the other end. 30-29. Buckley then coached the JV team for 6 years. High pedigree success here at BK, state runner-up in 2016. Buckley's led BK to the Final Four twice. Of course, the Elite Eight last year. Collected over 300 wins during his time with the Crusaders, and he's looking for another one tonight. Down by 1, Creekside with the ball. Nelson goes up with it. It's no good, off the iron. On the drive, floater in and out from Enoch. It's Derek Rivers, sits at the point for Creekside. Defensive battle going on between two very good defensive teams. Nolan Nelson floats one in from a few feet out. 4 points. 3.5 minutes for the freshman as a timeout called down on the floor by Bishop Kenny. We got 4:28 remaining in the third quarter. Our score, Creekside 32, Bishop Kenny 29. Back at Creekside, Bishop Kenny with the ball coming out of their timeout. As they trail Creekside 32-29. Down by 3, 4:22 to go in this third quarter of play. Adam Enoch drives in. His shot rejected by Collier. Fast break for Creekside. Nolan Nelson on the right block, lays it up and lays it in. Nolan Nelson getting going for Creekside. Scored on their last possession, just netted his 11th points of the night. He's on the drive, Charlie Duba back out to James Davis. Davis swings it over to the right arc. 3, no good. Keeping it in was Derek Rivers. Collier passes it over to Garen Baylock, who will bring it the other way for the Creekside Knights. It's Rivers. Pull up, jumper. No good off the back of the rim. Alex Collier fighting for the rebound, gets it, kicks it back out. Cade Patterson, nothing but net from deep. Cade Patterson, second three of the night, and it's 37-29. Bishop Kenny responds with the three. Drew Jackson showing off his range with that one. Give him 8 on the night. Rivers over to Patterson. Patterson floater in and out. Put back. Tip no good from Nelson, and Bernardo will bring it the other way. Pass it forward to Jackson. Jackson for Bishop Kenny, back to Mike Bernardo. Bernardo to Duba for three, no good. Bishop Kenny does get the rebound. That's James Davis on the putback. Back to a one-possession ball game. The scoring getting going coming out of the timeout. As the ball's tipped out of bounds by Mike Bernardo. Andrew Jenkins checking in for the Creekside Knights. Alex Collier coming out for Creekside. Jenkins, a 6'1", 280 forward. Defensive tackle on the football team. Along with his brother Tyler on the team. Is from way downtown. Patterson's no good. 3-on-2 fast break. Little bit of space for Charlie Duba in the corner. Three, no good. Gets his own rebound. Back to the top of the key. The three from Mike Bernardo. No good. Jenkins brings in the rebound. Cade Patterson will bring it the other way for Creekside. Patterson, bounce pass over to Baylock. Baylock trying to feed it down low to Nelson. Ball out of bounds. It'll be a Creekside inbound. Ethan Tucker back into the ball game. Comes in averaging 17 points per game. He's been relatively quiet in this one, only with 4. So here's Lucas Deza. Tucker down low to Nelson. Back out to Tucker in the left corner. Double team, finds the open man. Deza for three. He got it! Lucas Deza. Shooting 50% from downtown so far this year. Gets the three to go. As Bernardo sends it down low to Nziemfe. It's stolen away. Cade Patterson heading the other way. Gets it to Deza. Deza down low, back outside. Pump fake. Step back. Three. No good from Ethan Tucker. And grabbing the rebound, Jaden Pettyjohn for Bishop Kenny. Duba finally gets a three to go. He's been trying from downtown all night. He finally gets one to fall, making it 40-37. 55 seconds to go in the third quarter. Patterson down low to Nelson. Nelson back outside. Deza takes a couple steps in, passes back out to Cade Patterson. Patterson on the drive, going up for the layup. It's good and one. These teams' offense starting to come alive late in this third quarter. Cade Patterson has got 8 now on the night. As he steps up to the free throw line, shooting 50% from the foul stripe. He misses. And the ball deflects off of O.J. Nziemfe on the rebound. Creekside, chance to get at least 4 on this possession. Back into the game comes Derek Rivers. Rivers kicks it in. Patterson for three. Short. Collier grabs the rebound, goes back up with it. It's good. Alex Collier makes it a 4-point possession for the Creekside Knights. It's 44-37. 25 seconds to go in the third quarter. As Nziemfe kicks it back outside. The three from Jackson. No good off the rim. And the ball tipped out of bounds by Charlie Duba. Creekside will get the ball. Bishop Kenny bringing the pressure on with the full court press, something we haven't seen from him recently. Just trying to find an answer as Creekside's offense starting to come alive. Easily breaking the press. Can they finish it off? No, they can't. Ball turned over down by the basket. Taking it all the way to the hoop. Pettyjohn is rejected by Collier. Second block of the night for the senior Collier. 1.4 seconds to go in the third quarter. Be a catch and shoot situation here. Nziemfe going up with it. He is blocked by Collier, but he's called for a foul. Collier does not like the call. But it's going to be 2 free throws for OJ Nziemfe. Nziemfe, 63% free throw shooter, and actually after official discussion, I'm not sure what the decision is, but neither coach seems too happy about it. No free throws. We're heading into the fourth quarter. It's 44-37. Creekside with a 7-point advantage over Bishop Kenny heading into the final 8 minutes. Stay tuned here on Schlick Sports. Back at Creekside High School, and it does look like they got rid of the foul. And Alex Collier will throw it in for Creekside, so give him his third block of the night. Clean on OJ Nziemfe. Derek Rivers pulls up from the free throw line. He's good. 10 points now on the night for Derek Rivers, and Creekside makes it a 9-point game. At third quarter last year's where Bishop Kenny pulled away, hit some big shots. They ended up winning that one 61-46. 7:30 to go. Creekside starting to create a little gap between the two teams. Charlie Duba trying to respond. He cannot, but the putback is good from James Davis. Cutting back into that gap. 46-39. Nolan Nelson in the lane, pivoting, going up, putting it down on the floater. Give Nelson now 13. He scored 19 points in back-to-back games. That one gets it back to a 9-point game, but Nziemfe responds on the other end. Deza, no good on his shot, a little wild there. Bishop Kenny back with the ball. Nziemfe gets it stolen away. Lucas Deza heading down the court. Dish it down to Nelson. Back outside. Rivers for three. No good. Ball loose. Creekside ends up with it, and it's quickly stolen away by Drew Jackson. Jackson trying to push it up the floor. Bounce pass down to Nziemfe in the paint. Back outside to the corner. Labiak. Over to Jackson, who will reset things back by midcourt. Pass it down to Nziemfe. Good dish over to Davis, who's fouled on the shot. He'll go to the line. And a timeout down on the court before the foul shots. Looks like Creekside was the one who called it as they lead Bishop Kenny 48-41, 6:07 to go here on Schlick Sports. Back here at Creekside High School as free throws coming up for James Davis, the third sophomore at the line. Seeing his Crusaders trail Creekside by 7, make it 6 as Davis nails the first free throw on the season, 2 of 5 at the line, now make him 3 of 6. So he takes 3 dribbles, shot with his left is good. Davis has now got 6 on the night, full court press back on for Bishop Kenny. As Nelson was looking for Collier, a bit of a miscommunication, and Bishop Kenny kind of gifting that ball back as Labiak was going for it. Might have had a chance to have an easy steal, but instead knocked it out on the baseline. Creekside still with it. Nolan Nelson a little wild with the dribble, recovers. Cade Patterson for 3. No good off the back iron. Rivers recovers. Down to Nelson, who kicks it to Collier. Collier! Give him 2 and a chance for 1. Nice play down on the right block. As the senior heads to the line. 50% free throw shooter through 3 games. His shot off the rim and out. Enzamemphe to the corner. Duba for 3. No good. Rivers tips it, pulls in the rebound, passes it up the court. Enzamemphe keeps it in. Pass a little while to Luba, and Rivers gets it back. Derek Rivers spins around, goes behind the back, putting him on skates. Passes it to Patterson. Down low to Collier. Collier working on Davis. Goes up with it. It's good. Nice play in the post by Alex Collier. And it's 52-43. Charlie Duba. Now Enzamemphe gets the jumper to go. He had 10 in the first half, only 4 for him in the second half. We got 4:50 to go. Creekside leads 52-45, 7-point game. Rivers down to Nelson, going up for the slam, but he traveled. Lucas Deza back in the game for Creekside. Nolan Nelson. Coach Patterson said heading into the game, if he gets a step around the rim, he's going up for a dunk. I remember listening and hearing about this kid playing middle school at Patriot Oaks. They got a kid who can dunk and he can shoot too. Now here at Creekside, a little too much on his shot, 4:20 to go. Still 52-45, the 3 from Labiak is good! Hogan Labiak. Got 9 points on the night, all coming from 3s. Back to a 4-point game. As Nelson goes up with it, the rebound tipped off of Collier. 4-point game. Bishop Kenny, chance to get back to a 1-possession ball game. It's a team out here that's kind of stretched thin there without Tong Tong, the senior forward. Stands at 6'4", still on the bench for a few weeks as he's out with an ACL injury after having ACL surgery last March. That'll be a huge get for him. Getting him back in a few weeks. Already a good-looking team. The 5-second violation is called on Creekside. And a whistle for a timeout, Creekside, 3:33 to go. As it is 52-48, just a 4-point ball game. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Creekside Knights basketball live on Schlick Sports. 3:33 to go, 4-point ball game. Creekside got a 9-point advantage on Bishop Kenny at the end of the third. Weren't able to put him away. And you wonder if letting him stick around is going to come back to hurt him late in this ball game. And it shouldn't take long to find out. 52-48, Bishop Kenny with the ball. Drew Jackson down to Enzamefe. Working on Collier, back to the left corner. The three from Duba, no good. He's been one of their most consistent shooters, if not their most consistent shooter from downtown this year. Shooting 31% from three. They've been struggling from beyond the arc tonight. Hasn't been able to get more than one to go as Collier banks one in on the other end. Back to a 6-point game. But he's missed quite a few from beyond the arc in Duba. He keeps shooting. Shooter's gonna shoot. Eventually they're gonna fall. Labiak from the corner. He's kind of picked up the slack from deep tonight, but he finally misses one. Creekside gets the ball, 2.5 minutes to go. Rivers picks it up at center court. Passes over to Tucker. Now Patterson feeds it down to Nelson. Nelson finds Collier. Collier, pump fake dribble, and a basket for him. He's got 14. Alex Collier, 2 big buckets to get it back to an 8-point advantage for Creekside. 2:10 on the clock. Drew Jackson with the ball as a 5-second violation called. Creekside will get the ball in an inbound. We'll see how much pressure Bishop Kenny brings. They've kind of been going in and out of a full court press all game long. Ethan Tucker, Cade Patterson. Zone defense going for BK. Creekside moving the ball around as a push is called down low. Tucker will feed it in, 1:51 to go. He finds Nelson. Nolan Nelson over to Cade Patterson. Ethan Tucker. Double teamed and fouled. Got trapped by that zone defense and bailed out by Bishop Kenny. .142 on the clock. Rivers gets it into Nelson. Nolan Nelson going on the drive, dribbles twice, lays it in on the finger roll. Now a 10-point game. Bishop Kenny needs a bucket. Minute 30 to go. Davis trying to get it down to Enzamefe. Barely does. He's now dribbling at the top of the key, pulls up, and it's tip free. I don't know. I didn't think Collier got that. Tucker on the other end is fouled on the ground. I think Enzamefe just lost his grip on that one. I didn't think Collier tipped it. .112 to go. Timeout on the floor, Creekside. Calling time here with 1:12 to go. It's 58-48. The Knights trying to put a wrap on this ball game when we return here on Schlick Sports. Back at Creekside High School, 1:12 to go. As the Knights lead Bishop Kenny by 10, they got the ball. And a chance to insert the final dagger into the Crusaders. Ethan Tucker will take the inbound. He gets it into Nelson. Tucker with it. Spins around, trying to create some space. Ball poked free, but it's on a foul. Aggressive defense there from Charlie Duba and OJ Ezamenfe. And a 1-and-1 here for Ethan Tucker. Or no, he's shooting 2. .84% free throw shooter on the season after missing the first one. Second shot is up. It is good. Now 59-48. Creekside with the 11-point advantage. Time running out for Bishop Kenny. Jackson, guarded by Tucker, gets it poked free and out of play. Last touch by the Knights, 57.3 to go. Labiak gets it to Duba. Drew Jackson trying to drive in. Jackson back outside, pass goes past half court. It'll be Creekside ball, and that is most likely the final nail in the coffin. Creekside gets the ball back, 48.3 to go. Derek Rivers fouled intentionally. He'll head to the line. He's going to be shooting 2. .8 to go. First shot up, and it's good from Derek Rivers. Rivers has got 11 tonight, having himself a really nice ball game. It's the second shot. Good as well from the junior. Bishop Kenny going the other way. This Duba down low, gives it away to Patterson. Intentionally fouled by Mike Bernardo. Now it'll be Cade Patterson's turn to go to the line. .38 to go. Creekside now leads 61-48 with Patterson at the line. His first shot, no good. This would be Creekside's first 4-0 start since 2017. A year where they won 27-5. The ball goes out of bounds. You have Bishop Kenny inbound with 32.4 to go. That's a year where 27-5, part of that little basketball dynasty Creekside had. They ended up being the state runner-up that year. Drew Jackson drives in on the baseline. Nice give to Ezamenfe, and a timeout is called by Bishop Kenny. 24.5 to go. It's 61-50. Creekside with the 11-point advantage as we head to our final moments in this ballgame when we return on Schlick Sports. Back at the Castle, 24.5 to go on Schlick Sports. As Alex Collier takes it on the inbound, goes up, slams it home! A big boy finish from Alex Collier, putting an exclamation point on this game. 10 seconds to go as Collier on the other end rejects him, and the three no good. 3 seconds on the clock. Nelson grabs the rebound, and that will take us to the final buzzer. How about that to finish off the ball game? Creekside comes away with a 63-50 final score over Bishop Kenny. A 13-point win gives Creekside their first 4-0 start in 6 years as they knock off the Bishop Kenny Crusaders a year after their Elite Eight run. Creekside return home next Wednesday back here on Schlick Sports. But for now, I'm Noah Schlicksup signing off. Our final score, 63-50. I'll see you guys next time right back here on Schlick Sports.